Truth,
Hot
lies,
topics.
shenanigans.
One topic. One
Hot
topic.
topic. Yep. Our hosts bring you hot topics they want to share. We'll ask, is it truth, lies, shenanigans? And then our panel will talk about it for a bit until the time is up. Then we'll go to our audience for questions and comments. So make sure you're commenting in any of our comment threads. We are definitely listening. And as Lizzie mentioned today, because of time, we've only got one hot topic, but it's the hottest topic of the week. Johnny Storm wanted to talk to you about that Oprah interview with Meghan and Harry. Gianni, is this truth, lies, or is this shenanigans?
A little all three. So if you guys haven't seen it already, and maybe you have seen parts of the exclusive interview with Oprah, Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry. And in the interview, they reveal shocking but not so shocking truths of their experience as the royal couple in the United Kingdom. So discussions of racism, isolation, suicide, even from Meghan revealing that she had thoughts of suicide, were and the unsupporting family were also topic of discussion. So before their departure, actually, the couple tried to make things work in their royal duties. Meghan like kicked out and did the Australian tour, just like their mother had did previously. I'm sorry, not their mother. Princess Diana had did previously. There was a talk of lack of support from within the family, and like I said, references to attacks from the tabloid press and revealing details about depression and suicide. So since the interview, there has been references made to Princess Diana's 1995 interview, references made on similar issues from both um, of the interview are now like the talk of the town. So my question is, does this remind you of Princess Diana's interview if you have seen it? And thoughts on the Oprah interview between um, Princess or Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry?
Actually, she's not the Duchess anymore, right? 'Cause she gave up her titles.
Oh,
Am I
really?
right?
Why are they still addressing her as that? I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. All right, let me show a quick clip of the promo of the show real quick.
How do you feel about the palace hearing you speak your truth today?
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there's an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
Did we lose Robbie Rock? Oh, there he is.
Nope, sorry, I was just moving a control panel and clicked on the wrong spot. I muted.
All right. Actually, let's start with Lizzie Enders. Let's start with Lizzie Enders on this one.
So, in case you all don't know, I am obsessed with monarchies, particularly the British monarchy, but also with Monaco's monarchy with current now Prince Albert. So I have followed monarchies, the British monarchy, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, Prince Charles, Harry and William since I was really, really, really little. Like I remember when I was 5 years old and my dad made me watch Princess Diana and Prince Charles's wedding and was like, this is history. Whether you agree with the monarchy or not, this is history. So I want you to experience this. So I have always been kind of in tune with what's going on. Am I surprised by what was revealed, Gianni, in the interview? Some things, yes. Overall, no. But some things I was surprised by, particularly the way or the abandonment of Prince Harry, seemingly by his father and Buckingham Palace. But I think what was also revealed, aside from the obvious, what was also revealed in this interview, as Meghan kept referring to the institution, some people called it the firm, but I think she said the institution. It revealed how much power Queen Elizabeth doesn't have, and how basically she's a placeholder at this point. And obviously, this is not a monarchy really that has any power. Like they're not ruling anything, but people still think that Elizabeth, the last word comes out of her mouth, which was kind of exposed here. Because I think even Prince Harry said, not in the interview that we saw on Sunday, but in Oprah's subsequent clips from the interview, Prince Harry revealed that last year or before they left, he wasn't allowed, Prince or Queen Elizabeth wasn't allowed to see him.
Mm.
And so if she's the queen
Loud.
and making all these decisions, then
Yeah.
what do you mean she wasn't allowed? So they kind of indirectly gave us, a bird's eye view of what actually goes on and let us know that the monarchy is really like a corporation. Like Meghan said, the institution, it's a business, family or no family. But I'm curious to see what you all have to say, your opinions about it, because I have been, you know me, I have been talking about this
Yeah.
since the end of, since Oprah was like, gave the send off, like, okay, see you tomorrow morning where we get more clips. But I have had a lot to say about this, and I've been kind of disappointed with some of the discourse that I've seen regarding specifically Meghan. But I'm curious to see what your opinions are of the interview and some of the things that you got from it.
I like the way they called out the press in England and the tabloids, because those tabloids are crazy. I mean, and the tabloids here, we have tabloids. We've had the Inquirer and a bunch of other, the Star magazine and those tabloids. People don't take them for real, right? They just don't. But over in the UK, the tabloids are like literal news over there. They really follow that stuff. And so when you're putting out all these different tabloid stories and these lies and things like that, and you can tell when she was talking about the firm and that whoever that is has some connection to the tabloids and the press and some of the story that gets out there. And the fact that there was no protection, but they really called out the press. And then you had other people. There was a few people who like Piers Morgan, who's always
That
dogged,
Bama.
who's always
That Bama.
who's always dogged her. And that's
He said he had a relationship with her.
yeah, it's
So
you know,
that's the gist of his anger. That's why he has had all of this vitriol towards her, because apparently before she even met Harry, he had met her, thought he had befriended her, probably even wanted her, if you will. And then when she met Harry and started dating Harry, she kind of cut him off, as we now see for good reason. And he just got so pissed about that. And ever since that moment, he has had nothing good to say about her. It's been incessant attacks over and over and over and over again. So,
and this has been a continuous narrative in those tabloids, is that they say that she was using Harry for notoriety, right? And even I was reading an article yesterday where they said that she was using Harry by doing this interview. I mean, Harry is a grown-ass man making his own decisions, and she was the one who was forced to enter his world, not the other way around. And if you look at what ended up happening by him being cut off, they were basically broke by rich people's standards, but living in
He
Tyler
said he was
Perry's
thriving
house.
off of what his mother left him.
yeah, he
Prince
still
Harry.
had Diana's money. I think
Like
the
I said,
biggest
in rich
the
people's
biggest
standards.
revelation from that was not necessarily just being cut off financially, but also being told that neither
No
you
security.
nor your wife nor your son will have security. That
that's like,
blew my mind.
That's like
That
the president. That's like Joe Biden's children not having security. We know Joe Biden's children are not going to have security. I mean, why not? Because especially when you already know they're getting attacked daily and getting threats daily, more so than any other person in the royal family, because of the race issue. But I do want to get Rock's thoughts, because he lives in a what is it? What is Canada? It's
He doesn't live in
it's
a
a
monarchy.
Commonwealth, right? The Commonwealth of England.
Commonwealth.
Yep.
Commonwealth.
and you have the Queen on your currency. You have Queen
Yeah,
Elizabeth
Queen
on your currency.
So the
do.
royals are
wow.
somehow connected to you.
But that's as far as my relationship with royals go. I'm kind of the opposite of Liz. I think the concept of monarchy historically is fascinating. In this day and age, not so much. But I
Right.
was really taken aback with some of the mental health stuff that was discussed, because that's something that that lands pretty heavily with me. I take it very seriously, and the lack of support that there seemed to be around that for any corporation or institution, it's just a horrible thing to do. Like Liz was saying, this is an old company, and let's be honest, even during the interview, Meghan alluded to the fact that she had no idea what she was getting involved in when she married into the royalty. She didn't do her homework to really know what she was getting into. The old adage, the heart wants what the heart wants, absolutely sticks. But if you go into something completely unprepared, there will be some collateral damage along the way. One of my favorite spots that I heard today, as I was listening to Stephen Colbert, he put it so well when he said, "I'm not. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that there's a possibility, just a possibility, that this selective medieval breeding program is racist." So let's be honest, the English monarchy has been around for
Hello.
centuries, and they've been a bunch of white dudes and white ladies. I don't see that changing. They're not in any real position of power. It's I'm glad that this has a happy ending, because apparently if you upset or sadden the English monarchy, you're cut off. If you were to upset, say, a prince from the United Arab Emirates, you might just disappear.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're
Or,
gone.
the fact that they moved to California in their $15 million home and they have this money makes it very hard to feel
So
sympathetic
he has some
for them.
privilege. He has some privilege. At least he acknowledged
Absolutely,
it. He acknowledged his privilege on the interview.
they do, but and we're getting one side of the narrative. There's their side.
That's true.
There's how the royals feel about it, and then what actually transpired. Um, and Harry did leave some breadcrumbs for sure, because when they were talking about the racism allegations, I know Oprah in a subsequent comment said that Harry revealed to her that this wasn't from his grandmother and it wasn't from his grandfather.
Yeah,
So
the big
directly
It was
question that came
William.
up
implicated.
is,
It
yeah,
was
because
William. It
well,
was
no,
William.
let's make
If
it
You
clear
think
to
it was
everybody.
William?
Hold on, let's
I
make
think
it
it
William
clear
was
to
reminds me
everybody
of
what
his
happened.
father.
Hold on,
If
hold
you
on,
pay,
hold on. So let's make it clear. So what came up in the interview was that they said that there was a meeting that Harry had with members of the royal family who said that they were questioning what color Archie would be and how that would affect things. So that's an important thing to note, is that they questioned how, if he was going to be dark skinned, light skinned, or what, and that was a big issue.
How
So
could
go
he
ahead.
possibly ever
And who
be?
was it? That was the question. So go ahead, Lizzie.
I
Like,
100% believe it was William. If you pay attention to, once Harry came into the interview,
Hmm.
he barely mentioned William. He was quick to call out his father, especially when he noted that his father stopped taking his calls,
Hmm.
that his father, he felt abandoned by his father,
Hmm.
that when he went to his father to try to say, we need help, and he was just met with silence, he was quick to call that out. He was quick to say, even in the interview, that he didn't really blame his grandmother, that he was still very close with his grandmother, that he talked about her a lot. But then when Oprah started asking about his relationship with William, that's when he got a little cagey.
Hmm.
That's when he kind of
yeah.
stiffened up a little bit and was very vague. And when Oprah kept pressing him, because she asked him twice, she asked him the first time, he declined to answer. Then she followed,
Hmm.
came back again towards the end of the interview and asked him, who was the source? Who said to you, who asked you about or questioned what Archie's skin tone would be like?
It's either his
And
brother or
William
his
said,
father. It's definitely either his brother or his
he,
father.
but he said,
I don't think it's his father.
I can't reveal it. It would be too shocking.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be shocking about Charles. We already know now what he did
Right.
to
That's what I'm
Diana,
saying.
that he cheated throughout their marriage. He told the press, the world, that he was never in love with her. He married the jump off mistress after Diana died. So yeah, I think it was William, and he was trying to protect William. He didn't really talk about William a lot at all. So I think it was either William on his own or a combination of William and that I'm
Multiple
trying to be nice
people.
with my words here. William and his wife Kate. I'm just going to call her his
And
wife
Kate.
Kate.
All right, Gianni, we have a few more seconds. What were your thoughts on the whole thing?
Yeah, just alluding it back to 1995, Princess Diana's interview, and kind of comparing the two. It's not just the discussion, but it's also kind of like how Lizzie said, this shows you that the monarchy doesn't have that much power, or the queen doesn't have that much power. And I feel like back in the day when Diana did that interview, it was kind of a hint of that as well, because I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that Queen Elizabeth didn't like that Diana did that interview and was so transparent in her experience and stuff. So I feel like they like Princess Diana does remind me, or I'm sorry, Meghan Markle does remind me of how Princess Diana's like reign was in that time. Just because they're kind of unconventional and just totally different women, totally different things. But yeah, I just wanted to throw my thoughts out about that.
All right.
Very quickly, in addition to Princess Diana, you know who else Meghan reminds me of in this moment is Princess Grace, who was married to, Prince Rainier of Monaco. Princess Grace was a Hollywood actress, a Hollywood star. And then she met Rainier and married him, had 3 children with him. But, as she got older, she talked about her depression. She talked about her isolation. She talked about how she got no support within that monarchy. So it reminded me of both of them, Princess Diana and Princess Grace.
All right. So Paulette Bertrand says, I say it's Charles. Mel Blaine says it's definitely William. So they have money
Ooh,
for the Mistress Camilla, but they don't have money for
ooh.
Meghan. It's all BS. It's only because she's black.
You better preach, Mel. You better preach.
All right. John Rob says, I definitely think it was William, which is sad. The brothers have been distant for some time, yet people even blame Meghan for that. Kevin Thaxton says, Charles never saw combat. Harry has seen some shit.
They
Harry's
said
an
Meghan.
Apache pilot. No one controls him. Jack and Rob says the advisors and courtiers run the show. The Queen is a figurehead at this point. I was shocked when they took Meghan's passport. I was actually shocked about that too. I didn't know. Man,
They
Passport,
took her
driver's
passport.
license, everything.
everything, keys to the car.
Everything.
Sherry Blaine Priest says, I'm
Wow.
catching highlights on the current interview, but as I watch, I'm struck by many similarities. It's almost eerie. I also follow the monarchy institution firm historically. All right. So yeah, that was crazy. All right. So let's get into some fun. That was great for hot topics. Thank you, Johnny, for that hot topic.
Thank you,
Really,
Johnny.
really good one.
Thank you, Johnny.
Definitely a hot one for sure. We could probably go on talking about this for even longer.
Yeah,
I'm
so
still gonna
much.
be.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna catch me online, cussing folks out.
Oh yeah.
Follow
Yeah,
me. Follow my
we
Facebook
gotta
Follow
see
page.
it.
Lizzie Enders. All
I'm
right.
cussing folks out. Cussing
All right,
folks
guys.
out.
Now it's time for a new segment